Hello and welcome back to the ultimate speedrunning guide for the Escapists 2. This is part 4, and we're going to be looking at K.A.P.O.W camp, its different escape styles, and how you do it in a all prisons run, and how you do it for ILs on both tactics. I'm only doing K.A.P.O.W in this one just because there's a lot to talk about, and it can have its own video. Now I'll probably put Tundra and Air Force Con to their own video as well, and then I'll probably put HMP and USS into the same one just because there's not as much to talk about with those ones. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop into K.A.P.O.W camp. We'll start with the all prisons strat, what you should be looking for in an all prisons run, and then I'll go into the ILs. Okay, to start off with, the strat that we're using in an all prisons run is the Speed McQueen strat, the one with the motorbike. There's a reason we don't put perimeter breakouts because my perimeter breakout, it's slower for one. It's a lot slower, and it can also be quite tough sometimes if you don't there's more chances for you to screw it up than there is in this, because I'd say it's more RNG based to do oh, actually maybe not, I don't know. It's probably pretty even, but it's more foolproof to do Speed McQueen. You just have to hope that you get the right RNG. But yeah, so the things that this escape calls for is a screwdriver, can of soda, the paint can tower, and a sugar mint. Now there are certain different ways of getting all of these items. And the first thing you should do is immediately get out of your thing and start searching the other people's discs, just because you want to have time to search your disc as well. So things you should be looking for are paint cans, screwdriver, can of soda, and sugar mints. So obviously I haven't found. Oh, there was a paint can there. I better take that. But the strat that we usually use is you want to start by looking in these discs, and you generally, if you can, you want to get a can of soda off the bat. And if you don't, if you're going for a world record IL, then you probably are pretty done. But also, favors are the most important thing here. You want to look for favors that are going to give you a lot of money. I just got rid of that one. Oh, this one's also a really good one because you might be able to get a. You didn't get that. Oh, and also waste management is the most useful one because you can press this. You can do this little trick where you press this thing up here and wait for this part here to say can of soda, and then there we go, there it is. And then you can accept it, and you can use that can of soda that it gives you. And there's a free can of soda. And then I've already got 2 paint cans, just from these discs, so I can probably get away with actually searching for the last paint can and screwdriver. So I'm just gonna go. This is a risk I'm taking, by the way. But there's the other strats you should be going is there's a few quests that are good to get at the start. Obviously waste management is probably the best one if you don't get a can of soda. But the other one that is like completely broken, it's amazing, is delivery driver, and you want to get it like right at the start of roll call. Because delivery driver basically it gives you an item to give to another inmate, and you basically just press E 2 times, and you get $25 for it. And there's 3 of them. Beatdown's also very good as long as there's no guards nearby. Mule is not good. You want high paying jobs, but you don't want ones that you can't do. Whip batter's fine to take if you're doing a bad run, but I wouldn't do it in this situation. Okay, here we go. Delivery drive. This is the best one possible. So you obviously accept it, and then you just look for the next person. Now it's sometimes hard to see the thing, like who to give it to on the map, just because of everything else in the way. But wait, where'd they go? Where did it go? Oh, sports collectathon. That's also a very good one. Where'd the delivery driver go? Am I playing on weird? Oh, I still have delivery driver. Okay. So, oh, I also got sugar mint there. You know, I'm gonna keep that. Okay. So, best thing about the best one is obviously delivery driver because you just have to give it to the person. And remember, if there's a lot of inmates nearby and you can't really tell where this thing here, this icon is on the map, then press map because it enlarges everything and you'll be able to see it much easier. And yeah, so delivery driver is best. Sports collectathon is really good, and I K.A.P.O.W is also very good. I don't know. I'd probably say I'm saying that completely wrong, by the way. It's German. Mine will know how to say it properly, but I don't. Yeah, actually, no, I said that completely wrong, so I apologize. Yeah, the one that gives you the art stuff, that's very good because one, it gives you $25 if you do it normally, and it's basically just delivery driver with a bit of extra time. And it also has the chance to give you an extra paint can, so that's good. But the main strat is that you start off by getting a screwdriver and a can of soda, or get a can of soda via waste management quest, and then you want to get a delivery driver, or you want to get to 70 coins, because there's only 70 coins. That's why delivery driver is so good, because there's 3 of them, and they each give you 25, so you get 75, and you can just instantly buy the paint can tower, which is usually being sold by at least one person. Yeah, and also people usually sell the can of sodas as well, but I highly suggest you don't get the can of soda that way, because then it's very unlikely. Then you have to like rely on paint cans being the right desk, and you also have to get a lot of shit ton of coins, and you have to read it at 40 intellect, by the way. So just to start off the strat, remember you're starting on your cell, you start searching the other people's cells, preferably the ones that the inmates are in. If there's like empty cells, don't like empty beds, don't search those, because you don't have the chance of inmates getting annoyed at you if you start searching their desk. So search that one with the inmates in it first, then other ones, and then yours last. And you want to get take any cans of soda, take any paint cans that you have, and also, if there are any quests if there are any people with quests in your cell, search for those as well. And the quests you want to get are delivery driver, waste management, the German one I can't pronounce, and the one about art, and then and also what's the other one? There's another really good delivery driver. Did I mention that? Delivery driver. Delivery drive and waste management, and the art one, and beatdown and sports collectathon. Those two get you 40 each. As long as for beatdown, as long as the guards don't see you, that's fine. Just make sure you like the best time to do beatdown is to get it here in roll call, and then as they go into breakfast, the guards shouldn't be following them, so you can knock them out there. So make sure you target them first. Targeting is very, very important. Okay, and then after that is, so basically you want to get everything you need. You basically, if you're going over this way, you want to have either like 2 paint cans from the desks, or you want to have like enough money later to buy all the paint cans, and you generally want to have a can of soda. You don't have to have the sugar mint, by the way. You can literally very, very easily get this. I'll show you that in a second. And you generally want to have a screwdriver as well, but it's not completely necessary because they're not that uncommon. Like, I'd be more worried if you didn't have the last paint can. So yeah, see there's a screwdriver. But yeah, in this situation, I just start searching more discs. I wouldn't worry about. There we go. See, there you go. See, and then you craft this. Good way to do this actually is I've already got the sugar mint, but I'll quickly show you something. You don't have to get a sugar mint earlier. You can literally just knock out literally any guard, because every single guard has this. Best strat is that you start off with the screwdriver, and then once you go to 40 intellect, we hope that you already have the paint cans, or you already have the paint can tower. And then the strat is that you run down and go through contraband, and there'll usually be at least one guard that sees you. If there's more than one, then that's fine, as long as there's not like 3 on you, in which case you just have to be a bit more careful, maybe go in and shower block and knock them all out. But basically, every single guard on this map has a sugar mint. I'm not even kidding. So I can knock out any guard, like this one here. It's best to just knock the one you find over here by seeing contraband. That's the strat. So you have one follow you, and yeah, so every single guard will have a sugar mint, every single one. Yeah, so the strat is that you go through this contraband detector. A guard will see you, then you run him down here. Maybe around here, and then you knock him out in the daylight, in the broad daylight. You don't, because you don't need health to beat this. You just need to have the stuff. So you can rock as long as you're comfortable. If he keeps blocking, then go inside. Like if he keeps blocking out here, then go inside here, and then knock him out, because you'll just die from the sniper shots, and he might hit you, and then you die. But yeah, that's the strat with that. And then you want to also, if you have the can of soda and sugar mint, don't waste your time by crafting it out in the open, like wasting time. Remember to craft your paint can tower, and also instead of spending your time like doing like that, you can literally just go drop, and you're already there. It's faster to put it on the ground, and you also immediately up on the thing, so you can do that. And you can also have the screwdriver in your hand ready to go, so you can go one and just immediately start. So yeah, that's a good strat I'd suggest you use, because it takes a lot of time to put this thing down, and then to put this thing down in front of you. Oh, sorry, wait, I'm doing that wrong. To put this thing down in front of you, get on top of it and grab your screwdriver. But you can just do all that one go if you have it. If you have the screwdriver in your first hand, stand on top of it, drop it, and then go like that. Now, also, I didn't do that in the IL run, with my old Prisons run, because I was stupid and forgot to. But, you know, it's fine. And one more tip is, while you're doing this, you can craft, and it will continue to screwdriver. So I can do this, do whatever I like in here, craft it, and it will continue to screwdriver that entire time. It's the same strat used in the Center Perks IL for what's it called, Meet the Crew, where you're doing intellect and then you craft it as the last intellect is going. Yes, because it'll continue. The intellect will continue going when you've got the crafting menu, just like when you're doing this. So yeah, that's how you do that. There's a few other things I could talk about. Like maybe I'll start. Yeah, I think. Well, actually, that's probably all I really need to talk about. Just make sure that I'd say a checklist for going over there is that you have at least like two paint cans, or the means to get 2 paint cans, or you have the paint can tower. You really just have to adjust to what you get, really. I would just keep quest searching until you find like the waste management quest, or like the delivery driver quest, or like maybe sports collectathon. Just remember that you can only do the first round of sports collectathon, because the second one you have to make something and then beat someone up, I think, and then the thing you have to make is like costs like 50 intellect or something. And another really good one is one called Bygones, which is basically the same thing as it's basically just the same thing as Lost Property or the German one. Those three are basically all the same, apart from the German one being slightly more useful because it has the chance of giving you a paint can. But the general idea is that you want to actually buy the paint can tower before you go to here. And if you don't have enough money to buy it and no one's selling it, just go over anyway and then buy it later. Because there's likely, and if you still don't get it, then it's probably worth resetting, or just waiting again and try and get other stuff. But yeah, and then K.A.P.O.W, you generally want to find it in your first few discs, or if that doesn't happen, you can keep searching. Don't buy it. That's too slow. I mean, you can if you're going for like just a general or prisons run, but if you're going for a world record, do not try and buy the can of soda. It takes too much time. So yeah, you generally either want to just find it. It's annoying to have to try and find it at the end, like search discs, because it's just never ever consistent in finding it. It's RNG based. But the waste management quest is a very good way of doing that, because it's not extremely uncommon, the waste management quest. But yeah, and then you can use all these like extra little tricks by going through the contraband detector, knocking out guard in broad daylight, bringing them down here, dropping the thing. But so there's all that, but you just really have to adjust to what the RNG gives you in the game, and with enough practice it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, I'll now go over the ILs. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to go with the exact same IL I just showed you, but we're going to show you what the IL strat would be. So obviously same thing at the start, except there's a rule here. You can't maybe find. Also, I did that wrong. I searched this disc first instead of these ones first. That was a very big mistake. Also, that guy has a paint can. You see that guy there? He's a paint can. You can keep that in mind for later if you find enough paint cans, but I haven't found any here. I've gotten really unlucky, jeezums. Okay, that's fine though. But basically the strat is that you want 3 paint cans, jeezums. Okay. Okay, be down. Yeah. Okay. The idea is that, okay, so I'm doing an IL, so none of this is actually any good. So the idea is that you have to find a screwdriver and a can of soda out of the first discs, whether that's through just finding them in a disc. You have to find the screwdriver in a disc, and you also have to find the can of soda in the disc. And in the IL, one of the guys here had the quest waste management, and the waste management quest, if it's in a disc, it'll always be in that person's disc, so you can immediately just grab it and search it. So the waste management quest is actually really, really good off the bat, because you can find a can of soda very, very easily. And then you have to go down, and your very first quest you have to get, it has to be the delivery driver quest. Then you have to quickly give it to everyone else. Then you have to buy the paint can tower off of one of these guys, whoever's selling it. It turns out no one's selling it currently. But whoever, yeah, you have to get. And then I think it's somewhere around like 30 seconds, like 8:30, somewhere around 8:30, you have to start sprinting this way, and you have to charge cancel your way up here. Then do intellect. Yeah. Also go through this way because you'll have a screwdriver, and you don't want to trigger the contraband detector just yet. And it's probably about the same distance actually, because Rockwell's here, and you just go up and around, and this one you probably go about the same, up and around, or down and around. And then you do your 40 intellect here, and then you sprint your way back down here. Now, just keep in mind your energy. You should only charge cancel until you have exactly 40 energy, because remember, you need to, one, knock out a guard, as if you don't have the Sugar Mint already. If you find the Sugar Mint, then you don't need to knock out a guard, and you can charge cancel your hearts and content, as long as you don't go past 30, because you need at least 40 energy to knock down both of those vent covers. So if you get to 40, then stop, and then you can trigger the contraband detector, and then knock out whatever guard, and it'll take away maybe like, so I think I was at 90. It takes away about 10, and you should have enough after that to do the thing, and you can grab whatever. So yeah, so if you get to 40 energy, then yeah, I guess you could improve this by like hoping that one of the guard the guard you knocked out has an adrenaline shot or an energy drink. In which case, you could just completely bypass the energy thing and continue charge canceling. That's a way I guess you could improve it, but you have to count on that. But yeah, that's IL strats. So you have to get the K.A.P.O.W and the screwdriver and like immediately. Then you have to get the delivery driver quest immediately. Then you have to do them all, and you have to get the paint cans out of someone at the start immediately. Because you don't have time to get it here and go down. So, and then you just sprint, charge cancel through this one here, go up, 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 this across, down here, and then you get to here. Do all your intellect, then charge cancel down through the contraband detector, so that a guard sees you. If there's no guards around, you can go through anyway, and then like trigger the camera down here, or the camera in here, and then trigger another guard. Although that's not a very foolproof way. If that happens during the IL, you're probably done. You could knock out one of the breakfast guards, I guess. There's one that's usually always here, so that's an option, I guess. But you run the risk of other guards seeing you as you go along if you do that. So it's better to go through the contraband detector. But yeah, that's those strats. So there's nothing really different from the old prisons, apart from there's just been more restrictions on it because you have to do it and you have to get an IL time. But yeah, that's basically it. So you have to buy the paint can tower. The other strat that you could do to get like sub 2 minutes here, that no one has ever got the RNG for because it's basically impossible, although I actually nearly got it before, is getting the screwdriver, the can of soda, and all 3 paint cans within the 4 desks. And like, to put sugar on top, you could even like put sugar on top. It's funny because it's a sugar mint I'm talking about. You could even get the sugar mint from one of these discs. I don't think it's incredibly unlikely to actually get it from a disc, but it's technically still possible. But yeah, you could get everything in the first cell and then sprint, which would cause for like a sub 2 minute. Although I've never had the chance to do that. So there we go. But you know, that's IL strats. I'll show you my video now just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the current IL world record. It was done during my world record all prisons run, and unfortunately, something happened with the video files when I was transporting to playlists or whatever. Or actually, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something to do with corrupted files, and basically 5 of my most recent all prisons runs have been. Oh, I had to delete them off because something was wrong with them or something. I don't remember. It was a while ago actually. But yeah, basically, this entire, I was able to scrap this run. I think I had saved this on my computer somehow by some miracle. But yeah, I managed to retrieve this, so I posted it. So we still have this IL because the only reason I started off with a 4-minute 21 and a 6 and like in Tundra, which is just not good. We're really not good for a Tundra and all prisons run if you're going for world record. Because I believe Akara got the IL world record for Tundra in his run. Which is kind of funny. And my Area 17 wasn't great either. But I got the world record for K.A.P.O.W, which gave me a bit of advantage, and then I just slowly improved until I got world record. But yeah, no, that run's gone now. But that's fine. I'm still grinding for that run. I don't know if I'll get it, but we'll hope. We can only hope. Anyway, back to this. Sorry about that little rant. So yeah, so I obviously I'm doing this as an all prison strat, obviously at the start, but you can do it as an all prison strat at the start no matter what, just as long as. But if you get the RNG for an IL, you can just do the exact same thing. There's nothing different about it. So I spawn here. I immediately search my disk and find that. put contraband away, and I immediately go search for quests because it's better to know what quest you're dealing with, just so in case there are bad ones, you can decline them and get better ones later. So I immediately see waste management. I'm about to decline it until I see this, and I go, oh wait, shit, I can get K.A.P.O.W out of this like immediately, and then I'll have enough stuff. I can just go get stuff for paint can. So I'm already like really really good with like 8 seconds left. So I immediately start doing this tactic. I'm just checking it every time. I think it's here that I get it. There we go. So there, and I immediately move his desk because I know there's about I think from you can see there's about yeah, see, yeah, it's right on 8 minutes. So the next second is when it starts, and he'll probably awaken while I go search the desk, which he does, and he would have seen me searching the desk, and there's the can of soda, and then I just immediately start sprinting down. So yeah, now I can see two people already with paint cans, but I decide to just in this situation you can't knock them out yet, so you should search for favors first, and then take a note of which these ones are, and then I think I do take a note. I think I've hovered my mouse over them, and then you can knock them out on the way if you really want to, and then you can, buy another like a singular paint can later or find one. So I start by searching for quests, but the thing is, I immediately get the delivery driver, so I just completely forget about these two people and just go, great, I'll just do that. And then that's exactly what I do. And you see me there, I do that exact thing because it's very hard to tell. You're like, I've got the quest now, and you can't, like, I'm looking at this, and you can't tell where the guy is because they're all so close together. And there's like, you could maybe say, oh, well, the thing's yellow, but there's like 3 different people who are shopping who have stores. So it's really, really hard to tell where they are. So if I just quickly tap my map open here. Oh no no. Oh no, I already did that. Hold up, let me check. Here we go. So I quickly tap my map open. I see these there. So I know it's this guy. So I quickly go down, give it to him, go back to the delivery driver, accept it again, open my map up. It also takes a couple seconds for it to load in. So I did this a bit too quickly. I have to wait and then do it again, and then I can see it's this guy right here. And then I turn around, give it to him, do the last one, get the last one, and then no, it's this guy. Also, I saw that one of these guys here, I also noticed here that in case someone wasn't selling all the paint cans, I could still use that strat of knocking the two guys out and then um and then buying a paint can because one of these two guys had it. I don't remember exactly who it was, but just back before there, I saw that there were, because I think I tapped it instead of, I had to move myself because I accidentally pressed one of the shops instead of, yeah, there. So I can see that one of them, I think, Avery. I wouldn't have seen this. I would have seen this though. So just in case they're not selling them, I would have probably just bought this and then knocked the two guys out because it's faster than waiting. Um, but luckily that didn't. It's not what happened. So I got the last quest, and then I saw it's just very obvious to tell, and I go immediately. And luckily, the one person selling stuff is right beside this guy, and he happens to be selling this thing immediately, and it's also right on the side closest to this side. So that was like perfect RNG, and I grab the makeshift ladder and go. Oh, also by the way, I made a mistake when I was explaining the IL. You need to be going by 22 seconds if you want to beat this, because I was going by 22 seconds. So you need to be going by about 21 seconds. So yeah, I thought 30 seconds is actually the previous world record, but it's now 20 something seconds. So yeah, you have to be charge canceling. So again, you just saw there is you just charge cancel along this big straight. I can do this because I had a cookie and I could do one extra charge cancel. One diagonally up here, and then one up here, one across, another one across, except you want to go slightly more down just so you're closer to the door. One down, and I think one more across. Oh, no, don't do one more across. It's better to just save your energy and then go diagonally and across up there. And then make your way up here, do fast intellect. You don't need to see that. I do one thing at the end. I instead of waiting, doing it extra, instead of doing an extra cancel, I do one and then just keep the bar there just because I've got enough energy to do so. And I also, I think it's sometimes faster to do it. I don't want to risk the run just for getting few more bad runs. So I just do this as a safety net, which you can do. Just don't do it on every single one because it drains your energy like hell. Now I've got 40 energy, which means I've got exactly the right amount to knock out a guard with. Because if you can do the vents as long as you have about 33, 34 energy left. Because then you'll regen enough by the end to do the last I don't really know, like to do the last nail, I guess. Screw, I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, so luckily I know. So what I can see from when I'm about to do this. Oh no, that's wrong. What I see when I'm about to do this is that there's a guard here, and then there's a guard here, and that triggering this contraband detector will only cause one of these two guys to see me. Or one of these two guys to look at the contraband detector, and then they'll see me. And because this guy will continue going this way if he doesn't, and this guy will continue going that way if he doesn't. So I know that only one of them will see me. So I just waltz right through it. And it's this guy, which is actually probably better, just because he's closer to the side. Um, and he starts following me down, and I just target him immediately. And it's annoying, and they'll sometimes gain more heat, and then I just knock him out in the open. I knock him out here just in case luckily he doesn't block at all. I also end up grabbing his key, but that was a bit accident. But yeah, you've got enough time to get over here like there. Okay, you can see that I did that completely. I did that part here. So you can knock them out in broad daylight as long as you have enough time. If you are like, if you get to like here, or if you get to like maybe like if you're already here and you've taken 2 shots, just go inside, do the glitch, and go out. It's not worth dying over. I dropped the key as well. And I also I just also forget to do the strat with the paint can and the screwdriver, whatever. It was during an all prisons run, and I was under like a lot of like I was trying to focus a lot, and I forgot to do that. And then here I do the strat. I start screwdrivering and then I craft it quickly, just like that. So that's a very good strat to use. And then it's just me spamming the thing key, obviously, for a while. Pressing E. Now, you can... I actually haven't experimented much with this, but I think it may be better from what because when I go down this way, what I end up doing is I go back this way and then back this way. Wait, what the... wait. I go there and then there. And then immediately press space. But I think it may be just faster or better to just immediately turn left here and try and because what I've learned is that if you turn left here, it'll usually go too far and then you will overshoot and it won't allow you to screwdriver this place and then you have to go back again. So I just immediately go back in there, which you can do. It's still pretty quick. It probably saves barely milliseconds to do it the other way, but I find this more consistent, so I just do that. But yeah, and then you can see here while I'm doing this, I'm spamming space, but I also have my my mouse hovering over this, ready to go to click on it. So that when I go, I'm also holding A this entire time. Oh, actually, no, sorry. I'm doing all this, and then now I'm holding A because I'm on the last one, and then I will and then the moment it finishes, I'll start moving left onto this, and then I'll just spam E because and I can guarantee I won't get up and down in the vent because there's not another the disc you usually use to get up here is there, so it's not there. So I know I'll be right in front of the motorbike, and then I can just click on this immediately and spam E to finish, which is exactly what happens. So I'll show you. So I finish up the screwdrivering, and I well, okay, it's just taking a bit. Okay, and yeah, there we go. So it's finished up, and I immediately start moving, and then I'm spamming E, so the moment it shows up, oh, I don't think I spammed E very well that time. Let me go back. So basically, yeah. So I think I'm spamming E, but I just do it a bit late. So I get to here, and I click on the thing, E, and then once to click it in, and then E again to finish escape. Remember, with these escapes that you have to add something to something and then do it, remember you still have to press the escape key, so just spam E at the end, because if you just press E, you're like, yeah, I'm done, great, and then you just like waste another second because you didn't press the escape key. But yeah, so that's how I did the IL during the run. So you can see that I used a lot of the all Prisons strats in the run just from like I was just keeping them in my mind. But again, I got all the RNG needed for an IL, so I just decided to do that instead. Also, at this time of the run, I was like, once I got this, I was like, damn, this is if these all go really well, which they did, then this could possibly be it. But again, I already kind of given up just because of how bad these two were. But you know, runs never did. I think that's literally yeah. If you get a run like this, just keep going because you might get RNG like this, and you can still get a world record like I did during that one run. That was insane. I can't believe that this run actually turned out being world record. These first two prisons were so bad. But you know, we move anyway. But yeah, that's the IL for Speed McQueen. I'll now show you the perimeter breakout. Okay, so now we're going to move on to perimeter breakout IL. Now, in my run, I could have actually knocked down the entire fence in one go, but unfortunately the dogs were too close and I didn't bring any extra contraband. So, if you get 3 medkits off the bat like I did, you can knock down the entire fence in one go, but you don't have enough health to actually run out. But yeah, so I could have knocked it down in one go, but the dogs were too close, so I had to just use the mid kits normally. But again, I did a quick drop on one of the files, so I still had enough to uh to do the rest of it in one go. So I'll show you the video in a second. But actually, you know, I won't even do a demonstration in. Actually, no, I will. I'll do a demonstration in game. So for IL strats, remember I suggest you don't use this in all prisons. It's just nowhere near as easy to do as the other one. So also this is a perfect spawn, by the way. You want to start by getting 2 files. Now the spawn is, you don't want it, basically if you spawn in one of like these top 2 discs, you kind of it's kind of impossible to do IL. But basically you need to, before roll call starts, you need to have 2 files. God, 2 paint cans, Jesus. You have to have 2 files, and you need to start charge cancelling your way this through here. And any health items or energy items help with this as well. You'll trigger this contraband detector, don't worry about it. Turn off the generator, then go back to roll call. And basically what you want to happen is, if you see any of the guards knock them out, just make sure that you have enough time to get back to roll call. You can go to roll call first if you really want to, but it's the IL, so I suggest you don't. Then you want to go here, and the guards should already see you because you have you should have heat. But even if they don't, you can, if you leave the files behind, you can just knock out this bottom guard, and then knock out the 2 guards at once, using the strat with the hitting both of them at once. And basically, you need to get at least 1 mid kit from these guards. You get at least 1. Okay, so there we go. I got 1, and I'll search the other one. Okay, so I got energy though. So I'll just leave those there. And basically, I still need files, obviously, right? And then you grab his red key because you need the red guard basically. And you need at least 1 mid kit. That is a must. You need at least 1 mid kit. Ooh. Also, take weapons if you get them, like a screwdriver or a razor blade. Take those. They're good. Like at the start, I mean, not right now, obviously. And also take any other health items because you can do more cuts if you have both files. But basically, okay, there's not really a great way for me to explain without getting the RNG in game, so I'll just show you the video. Okay, so this is the current IR world record for perimeter. So obviously it basically starts with me. I think I'm in that bottom cell, right? Yes, bottom cell. And I get weapons, so I take that, and then I think I get both files in this next disc or something like that. No, I don't actually. I get a razor blade, which I take because it's not contraband. And then I search this last disc. Yeah, both files. There we go. And then I start, obviously, charge cancelling. I don't know why I went down here. Just go up. It's better. And then, obviously, contraband, I have to knock out this guard. But, you know, that's fine. You don't worry about it. You can take a screwdriver if you want. You don't need to. And I already have my mid kit, which is really good. And you'll see in this case, I dropped the screwdriver. I mean, that's just in case I need to use the weapon for later. Yeah, I take his baton because it's a better weapon than the razor blade. Probably should drop the razor blade here, but I didn't. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Then I just keep running to roll call, and then I just go to roll call and attract those 2 guards. But again, there's actually another guard that sees me there. He sees me up there. He sees me. But that's fine. I've got a baton, so I can knock them all out pretty easily. So I knock them all out. And one of them's got to be. They're both. I already have all the health I need for both chippings, but this guy also has 1. And it's just, yeah, at this point you can knock down the entire fence with just all this, but you don't have enough health to survive the rest of it. But again, because I know that the dogs will be too quick, I don't have enough contraband to stack here. So I drop a mid kit there to heal myself later, do this, and I just get as much of the fence down. I get 5 of the fence down. Yeah. And I'm making sure to only use 1 file to start with, just so that I don't, because otherwise, I can't quick drop both of them, so I'll die, which isn't good with one of them, so I won't have enough files for the end. So I only use one of them up to start with, and then I get hit, and I do one there. Okay, so now the fence is only 2 hit, which means that with this file here, I can take the mids, grab a red key, turn off the generator, and then just immediately cut my way to freedom, as long as I have at least 80 80 health. As long as I have at least 80 health, and from all this time I should gain at least 30, and I have the 50 from the medkit, so I'm completely fine here. So yeah, so that happens. Make sure you do a quick drop in the file if you have both. If you only have one, you can still technically do it, but it's just not great. But anyway, so do this as fast as you can. Then the band's still there. I'm not sure why. Okay, there you go. No, okay. So I thought this right there. I hesitated about taking it, but I was like, no, it takes too much time. I'm just gonna keep going because I have a razor blade and I can still knock them out. Remember, there's also a screwdriver there. And now remember, I can knock out any red guard. I don't need any more health. So I'm looking for red. There's 2 red guards up there. So I just immediately go to knock them out. You can knock them out as long as lockdown doesn't happen too quickly for you to get out of these purple doors, which it shouldn't. So I just knock out one that's closest down here. I just knock them out. I knock them out here just and like wait for these guards, just so that these ones don't see me. Also, I get energy, which is really useful because I don't have a lot, so I can do more charge canceling. And then I just go talk out the generator. Also, this guy here is not a problem, because guess what? I can do this strat and go through that door. I probably should have waited a tiny bit longer, but he's also way too far away. I'm just gonna... If you're this far away, you've got this much energy, you can charge cancel, like, he's not gonna catch up. Also, the medkit now, I can completely do this, and then I've got full health, full energy, and I just drop the key, grab the file, and go. And just time it right, get shot, and then go. This is the strat of like chipping in time with the whatever. I think that I covered in the video 1. And the quick drop earlier, I also showed you that. So this is like the first proper prison that you actually get to do this on. For IL strats at least. But yeah. So and there we go. Then I've also got I can take 1 extra hit and then I just run out. There we go. That's how you do IL for perimeter breakout. Okay, so that was all of K.A.P.O.W. I thought it deserved its own video, as it's one of the most annoying prisons to do in an all prisons run and for ILs. But yeah, there you go. I'll do the next video on probably on HMP and USS, and then I'll go into like Tundra and Area 17, because those 2 are the most annoying prisons there are, honestly. Yeah, K.A.P.O.W. Camp, Area 17, and Fort Tundra are the 3 probably the 3 hardest prisons, I'd say, definitely. They're the big 3, the ones you start with at the start of an all prisons run. Yeah, but just remember the order of an all prisons run is also very important if you're going to do it, because you want to have all the hardest ones at the start and then all the easy ones at the end. So yeah, I'll cover that in a later one, because I'll do an all prisons run to end this series. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll grind a lot and I'll explain what I'm doing the entire way through. Maybe it'll end up being world record. I doubt it. You know, but yeah, that's K.A.P.O.W. Camp. Thanks for watching.